Oh, looks like you're awake.
Wait, which route is this? Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
Where did we go? Were we just talking? What happened? I like don't even remember what happened. Well, it's okay.
so we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Phi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Quark!
What am I? Chopped liver?
There live. Alice!
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem. All in a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action. Stop, please, please,
You're grabbing
Sigma.
at straws here, aren't you?
Ah, he's so desperate, Phi. He's so desperate. Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
Oh, did you guys do the work for us? It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP. That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours.
Oof.
We've
That was a
played
good
the
nap.
AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Ain't that nice?
And now all of us have enough to leave.
That's beautiful. Never thought I'd see the day. Really never thought I'd see the day. I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Phi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which, I had to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
That means Clover also saw Akane dead and she didn't recognize her. I mean, it makes sense. Akane is like she ages like a bajillion years. Time traveling as motherfucker. Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escape and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
But where's my final Sudoku puzzle? This isn't a nonary game without a Sudoku puzzle. I want a Sudoku puzzle. Damn it. Everybody ready? I'm gonna open it. Wait, is this not the time when...
Yes, just get on with it.
Is this not the time to go to visit the grave? But what about the grave? Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down. But grave. But the grave.
The number 9 it will
Alright, everybody, let's move. Oh my god, we're all leaving! But what about the grave? I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2 1 0. The number 9 door is closing.
I guess I'll have to go to the grave later. Assuming that it's not a story-based thing.
The number 9 this end. Thank you for as the game is.
Wow, look at the crowd. There's so much of us on here.
Looks like we did it.
Yes,
Oh, Luna gets to go out too, but she
we should
Golem?
keep moving.
Is she gonna be alright? Is she gonna be able to beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar looking door. We pushed it open and went in. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside, and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if we want to go out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where you're prepared for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits along the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why?
Well, except for Alice and Quark, right? Because they've been cured.
How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now.
Is this also why he's in a suit, Sigma?
Let's
Get
go
out of the
outside.
suit! I want to see you!
There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Everyone tries to fit into the lift at the same time. Is the bunny in here? Please no. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. Does Kate? Kate doesn't have to wear it, right? At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Who opened it? Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. We're in space, Earth. Wow, we're all out now. Wow. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. Who's this? The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visor of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is.
Hmm?
Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total
astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028. So...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars. The sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. Unlike this music, it was blood red and massive. Much bigger, in fact, than I remembered it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I thought that was the moon. I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me.
Is that not the moon?
Just so I could see her. Such an idiot.
You are buffin'.
So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
Not the moon, apparently, because you can't cast a shadow on yourself like that. What is that, Mars?
That's... Earth?
What? It's so...
Yeah.
What? Why is it so...
The red moon you get from a lunar eclipse.
Oh.
And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon covering the sun.
The moon covering the sun. What? No. No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we? I knew it. We're in space.
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface.
I knew it. We were in fucking space. And then, no, they made it sound like we were in the fucking desert.
We were just inside a moon base.
Oh my fucking god, I was right. For once, I was right.
No way. No, you've gotta be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous.
Take off your helmets. Find
Besides,
out.
If this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way.
Why does she need to wear this?
I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth.
Why does she need to wear
Well, I
this?
suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but
Excuse me?
Oh, they don't know that she's a golem.
please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Accelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected.
Oh, I see. So what we saw was the rock falling normally was actually falling really slow.
In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed.
Oh.
If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back.
Huh?
You and Sigmund Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that?
It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. What do you mean? Are you saying that she's able to jump as high as she can because... What? No, never mind. Alright, isn't everyone moving at a constant...
Wait.
No, never mind. I don't care.
This is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th.
In 29? No, it's probably like 58 or some shit.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
And just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
Oh, so not 58. Where did 58 come from? So it's been 1 week since you looked at me. Okay, what was it? 20, 28, 70. I don't know. I can't do the math. I don't feel like doing the math. What was that 46 or something? No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up.
Oof.
All at the same time.
Oof.
The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
Oof. What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up.
Oh dear.
Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics.
Oh
But
dear.
for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose.
Oh
Plenty
dear.
of people jumped in front of trains or cars.
Oh
One
god.
pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected
Oh.
died from starvation.
Oh dear.
Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows.
What was the story of the cats eating well?
I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
There was a story about something like that, wasn't there? I forget.
After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good.
Oh my god. Oh my
On
god.
April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
Oh my god, you just blew up the fucking Earth because you thought that'll kill everything. Oh my fucking god. What a fucking... I mean, whatever.
Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected. And when they died, they took billions with them.
Oh, like they use it as an excuse for purification, just ended up killing everybody.
The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose.
Oh dear.
I bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors.
Oh dear.
Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan. Even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth.
Makes sense.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
Oh my god, that means everything is red right now. Ooh, god. I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074. But why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost in thought I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up on the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, and the Memento Mori, what is it? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
What's Anna say this time?
God damn it, Sigma! Knock it off!
Oh, Sigma, I hate you sometimes.
Memento Mori if the ninth lion ate the sun.
What is this anagram for? Please tell me, because apparently it's not Luna, it's the 10th.
If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
So... I mean, let's see what we got out of that. I got... What were my findings for this? Alright, what did I get? I got 0, third, none, room, mother infinite, moon! I did get moon! I also got moe. What else did I get? There's another page. Did I have another page? Oh, here. That was it. That was all I got. Moon. Didn't get anything else from that. Well, that was my fault for sticking to the Luna as a 10th. God damn it.
See?
The man on the moon
You need
rules the
6
infinite
E's
time.
to get that. So they stuck an extra one in 9th.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time. Like me?
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Vi.
So, what are you getting at?
My god, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Like, wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're gonna send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking about?
I think so.
That doesn't make sense though. I mean, we came from that same time period. Before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
The grave! The
Tu
grave!
fui ego eris.
The grave! The grave! The grave! The one in the garden!
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind. Eh? How are we gonna get through?
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
Oh. Okay, well, first of all, Kay, you just outed yourself, but also he was in the suit. I find that funny that he was... What?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait,
It's Sigmi!
why do you know about Akane?
It's Sigmi!
I'll tell you when we get there.
It's Sigmi!
If you please.
It's Sigmi!
I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going too then. So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Clover!
Yeah. You know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
Ah, shut up! Just shut up! Come on if you want to. We don't need to do a roll call. Once we get there, Akane will explain everything. With that, we headed back through the airlock. Oh my god, this is going on for so long. Oh, it's so late. I thought I'd be able to finish this all. Oh gosh. It's okay, I'll just persevere. It's fucking finishing this tonight. Although, if there's a puzzle like that last one we did, the Q room, I'm gonna be in trouble because that room took me like 2 hours to do. Fuck my life. Is this where I get the Sudoku puzzle? Please let it be Sudoku.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah. The grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. What? You can skip this! Oh, you know what? It's because we've been through here before. Nice. Wow, it's like we've never been here before.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? If I just insert this here. I just imagine he doesn't untie it and he just sticks his foot there, try to get it in. I pulled the key off my ankle and fit it into a hole. Oh. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With the quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Oh, so smooth. She's been in a treatment pod!
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Oh my god, has she been in cold sleep?
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What? Unlock it then, you idiot. What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right. Cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I think so.
Then we gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything.
Akane, yo mommy!
I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome.
He sounds different now.
Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So wait a minute. If you're Sigma, you're born... So, are you not... Are you...
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding.
There's a Sudoku puzzle. Oh, it's not gonna be Sudoku though.
That's our
I'm gonna
mission?
be so bummed.
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Who do you think you are, Akane?
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
Your chump change.
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California.
They were living in... Oh, wait, yeah, I think
Correct.
they said they lived in LA.
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
Why not her
What
brother?
about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh?
But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark.
Damn it, I thought for sure Tenmyoji was an older version of us. I guess that's not true.
Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
So Quark ain't shit?
We didn't
Oh,
see
God.
the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, it headed straight for the moon.
God damn it.
During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there.
I had all these expectations and now I'm
anything
being
after we landed.
shot down.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
I don't know if I can finish this tonight. Bitch, this is so long. We've been here forever, and there's still so much that has been accounted for. Oh my god. I made a mistake. No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save 2, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
Is both Akane and Zero Senior in there?
It looks like it's finished.
That would be helpful.
Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
Vi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, Akane, you look different. What? Suddenly, my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B, in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with turbocurine, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor in the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor? Oh God, who are you?
Noticed.
Oh God, who are you?
Didn't I tell you?
You're Zero Senior?
You won't be alone.
You're Akane?
I will be at your side, watching over you.
No. Oh my God. You're...
Yes, I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
What? Why is Sigma in the pod? And what if he's in there and we're out here and Akane's in the suit? Oh man, I thought Kay was hot. Oh man. But to be fair, your voice sounded different, so I think Kay was in, I think Sigma was in there for a bit.
June! I mean, Akane from... But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane.
I was right!
Long time no see.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, right? The picture, yeah, I feel like that's like that was a giveaway. I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse? Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th.
Why does Akane seem like she's so much more older than Junpei?
After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Wow, so she was just out here being a beast, huh?
Yes.
God dang it. I thought he was hot. Oh, fuck. Connie, I'm sorry. I don't think you're hot. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
Okay, at some point. Okay, so there were multiple timelines where Kay was actually Sigma, so I'm still okay. It's just this one timeline where fucking Akane didn't die, and then that was okay. What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor...
I love that every time we see him, his eyes are just always closed. Meo-sama-se.
What about the memory loss?
Which is Japanese for open your eyes. Meo-sama-se. I don't know, whatever. I said it wrong, I think.
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
That's rude. That's so rude.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What do you mean, no? Who are we?
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
Oh god, who are we?
I've never seen him before.
Oh my god, who are we?
Either.
Oh no, this is fucked.
Total stranger.
Oh no, this is fucked. This is fucked. I hate this. Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
Huh?
Who are we?
Huh?
What's going on?
Are you all right, Mr.
Oh my God.
Sigma?
Who are we?
Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
Am I an old man now? What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future.
Oh my god, are we an old man?
From 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it and threw myself down to my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection.
We were there the entire time.
What? No. This can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb.
Ah, the doctor part, the PhD part. So wait a minute. Was there ever an instance when I said Zero Senior was Sigma? I don't think so. Maybe not. I don't think I was that smart.
Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now.
What happened to my eye?
Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
That's why you never see our face. What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth.
Oh dear.
Fighting it isn't going to do you any good.
Oh dear.
Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be. A pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
And he's K. But wait, oh my, well, that's confusing. Create?
His name is Kyle Climb.
K!
Your clone.
Oh, K is our clone.
That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle.
You know what? Dio called us a senile old fart before. That's why. We are actually an old fart.
Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it.
Oh my god, so as he's been growing, you've been making a new armor
It
for him?
kept his
So when he was
muscles
baby,
and
he was...
bones strong.
When he baby, he was the
wasn't
robot.
Forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
Oh my god. But why? But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare.
Oh. Eh? Did we hear that during
If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Oh, I think I remember him saying that. I think I remember Kay saying that, I think. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my.
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body.
I was hoping she would say Banima.
Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness
is on the tin a saying
will go
that people
into the
say?
future body,
It
and the
must be.
future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
The past would go into future body, and the future would go into the past body? Okay. Past going to... Okay. Wait. So the future person goes into the past person? We are...
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes.
Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this.
Yeah.
It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began.
The Nevada...
December 25th, 2028.
was wondering
You
why the car
inhaled
looked so
the white
old-timey
smoke in
time.
your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on. If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029.
What?
You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B, but this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body, until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Back to baby? Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
Well, once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating? I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. By jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes. That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction.
So we're good people this time.
And
that is
undo
why.
the horrors of the last 45 years.
Okay, that is why Akane is on board with this, because we're trying to save people. Alright, I get it now. That makes more sense. This is a lot to wrap around. I kind of understood what she was saying, but at the same time, if you were trying to tell me if I had to I don't know, can I retell that? So that shit happened 45 years ago, right? Right. So the event happened. No, take it back. 45 years ago. Back, it's 2028. Sigma was going into his car. Hit by white smoke. He traveled into the future in 2074. From there, he time jumped back into the day of the explosion, or the day before the explosion. The time of, it was like at a time where you couldn't go back to stop it, the explosion. So there was like a rotation, but then they had got to a point where you were able to go into, I already forget. At some point they needed you to go back into the time of the lunar eclipse in order to stop the Radical 6, because that would happen before the Radical 6 spread and also before the explosion. I don't remember the in-between from that, but I got the gist of it, I guess. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
Oh, here, I can see from here. So it was, I'm trying to think of how, okay, so A, Nevada test site. Okay, that was when we were first abducted, and then we got shifted all the way up to 74, which was B. And then from B, we went a few days into 20, and we went a few days, which is where they are right now. And then they're gonna jump back in time into, wait, does this line tell you? Hold up, let me see the line. It goes B and then C, right? And then we're gonna jump back in time into April. But in April, that's the explosion. So that would be too late. So we would need to, being here on the moon, we would be able to live long enough to go back into 2074, which is where the younger us initially jumped to from 2028. So from there, we would jump back into 2028? No, we would jump back into, so we would jump back into 2028, and then from there, instead of jumping through time again, you would live long to go to the time of the lunar eclipse, and that's when you would stop the Radical 6 from spreading. I got it. I get it. That was a lot of words, and out of context, that would be so confusing. Oh my god. The fact that I even understand a look at that remotely is impressive for me. You said that point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But, look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
Am I gonna get stabbed? Is someone gonna get
Fortunately,
stabbed?
we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
Oh, what do you mean?
You haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Are we gonna die? She has the knife! She said she was gonna take the knife! Dio's knife! No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I should be. Oh my gosh, she runs so fast! Fly! Why would you go out to fight? You was rude. I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there. Akane runs so fast. Oh, we die. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. Man, we look fucking weird in this outfit. We shouldn't be wearing an outfit that says bad on it. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body, lying on top of me. Did she stab herself? I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eris. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Dead? Oh, that's how it ends. Is that how it ends? I wasn't expecting that to be the ending. So she stabbed us in order for us to be sent back into time. To be sent back into time. Okay, my brother is yelling. That's okay. To send back into time so that we can stop the Radical 6 from spreading. So that this would all not happen. Right? I don't... Man. The ending was like so sudden-ish in a way that I like kind of like don't even have words to describe. Oh man, I was like kind of expecting something more to happen, especially with Fi, but I don't know. Is there more to the game? Have there been anything that's been like unaccounted for? All right, the music, settle down. But I mean, if this is really the ending, then my goodness. That was a big old wowee there, huh? K being clone of us being old fart with an eye monocle, which we really should have noticed that we had that on our face, like we never touched our face ever. Or we saw the gray hair in front of our face, like we never noticed it, we didn't think about it. Like like the bang part could have been in our face. We would have came across it and stuff. I guess we should have noticed it when Dio called us an old senile fart. I was like wondering like why that happened. I just love that every time we saw Sigma, it was his eyes were always closed. We'd never see his eyes until we were old man. But even then, it was in a reflection of water. And then there was the fucking hologram that we reappeared for like a split second. Right there. There we are. Akane. And Junpei was just there. At the end. Oh, no, whoa, just kidding. We're not done. Let's fucking go! Oh my god, this is gonna be so long, isn't it? This is gonna be long. So this is April, right? This is when the explosion happened or is going to happen.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me.
Why are you still doing the news, lady? Leave.
Managed to keep us on the air until now.
Oh, is she gonna kill herself?
Tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Oh, there she goes. Oh dear. Am I old here? I would have jumped back. But I should be in my younger body, right? I'm just gonna do my regular. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room, until with the click of it, it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I was expecting to hear my reflection. I was expecting to see my reflection on the TV. I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. What are you wearing? What is this robe? What? Are you about to fucking kidnap me to join a cult? You. Who is it? Akane! Oh my god, look, she's old. She's young. She's younger than old lady, but older than baby. Akane.
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you.
Oh, she's like, I was gonna say, she sounds a lot more, like, confident.
I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Oh. Wait a minute, Sigma, it really doesn't fucking matter. That was 45 years ago. Like, I mean, that was 45 years in the future. I'm okay? It doesn't matter.
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Also, I think Akane's eyes are drawn in a way where they're like looking away. They're not like looking forward. They're like kind of slightly drifted away. It's kind of weird. Me and Phi?
Yes.
Oh, that's why you tried to stab her. Okay.
I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump.
Oh, look, treatment pods. Look at us. This looks like Silent Hill.
Now.
I guess Silent Hill was also in like an apocalyptic type of scene.
You know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from Point C, though.
This Akane voice actor sounds so excited. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from Point C. Oh, where did she go then?
It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D.
It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D. So like the first time she jumped forward?
In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
Then that means that after you froze her, the Point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The Point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod.
Point C is... Oh, Point C is the one from when we talked about Akane.
She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
This poor fucking... Us poor fucking kids gotta be fucking going through so much shit. Then when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to Point A, right? Then when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to Point A, right?
Correct.
Okay. Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick with me? What? So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
That's a lot to ask of someone.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph.
Oh, so Lagomorph is supposed to be a good boy.
And, of course,
whatever.
you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark.
Man, there's a lot on my plate, dude. I already have to save the world as it is. This is a
Once
lot.
you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin.
No wonder we look so old. We're probably actually like 50 years old.
January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
The 22-year-old version of you from point A. That's when we, okay, when they first, okay.
And you'll
then
just
you'll
go
be kicked
back
out.
45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, I understand. And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we gonna do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap. Wait, does that mean there's even more game to this? I have to figure out that? Oh shit, I can't finish this. Damn it. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds.
This is the problem with doing recording sessions for this game. It goes on for so long. I thought we were at the end. Fuck.
We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility.
God fucking damn it. Well, so much for that. I think after the next time we do there's another timeline that opens, I think I have to stop there. It's so fucking late already. God damn it.
Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
That's why we're wearing that weird monocle. And that's why we have the cybernetic arms. Oh, my arms and my right eye? Okay. That startled me. Action lines, not necessary. Blurry, not necessary. We look fuck. I don't like this. I don't like how we look. I don't like this at all. I don't like this. I guess during this time we didn't we didn't develop the technology needed to do the ABT. I don't like this. I don't like this. I got scared. I don't like this. Fuck my life. Why am I such a fucking baby? What the hell? Suddenly, a low rumble shook the building. What was that?
Go have a look.
Oh, it's a window. I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Are we just are we done being shocked about my arms? On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly towards the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. Wow. Yeah, end or beginning. What? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god. God help me, hold up. What was the last save? 38. I've been playing for fucking 5 hours. Oh my god, help me. Alright, I'm stopping here though. We can't. What? 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 Eh? It didn't open anything. I guess I'll find out next time we play how to proceed. Well, that was unfortunate. I proudly proclaimed this was gonna be the last session. Little did I know that wasn't the case. I mean, it doesn't matter to you guys. It's gonna be edited anyway. You'll be seeing the next episode the day after, presumably. Thanks a lot for watching. We learned a lot today. Anyway, thanks for watching. I guess maybe next time will be the last. I hope next time will be the last. How much further can it possibly go? Okay, bye.